What's going on, good people? Rich here.
School in the building. What's happening?
Hey everybody, it's your girl Ray P.
Hey, wow. I don't know what that was. Rachel trying to sound all innocent. Hey, we welcome back to another episode of the Culture Garden Podcast. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's a special week to us here. Episode 50.
Hey.
Episode 50, man. We're going to take a little bit of time to talk about what that, well, I will at least, and obviously if Rachel in school wants to say something to chime in, but we appreciate y'all tuning in for another week. Want to make a couple shout outs real quick. Shout out to the Good Earners podcast, Good Earners Sopranos. I was a guest this past week.
Man.
What'd you say, School?
Hell of an episode.
Oh, appreciate you, man. Yes. Appreciate you. Shout out to Marie. Shout out to Spike. Yeah. I was a guest this past week, and that was a real cool time, man. Just talking Sopranos for one episode for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
probably could have went for another 2. That's my nerd bag that I like to get into every now and then. So that was real fun. Check them out. They got a real good podcast going on over there. Obviously, bring it back to the home team. Shout out to We Got Y'all. We are currently doing Succession. We got a couple weeks left. We usually drop early in the week, but there was some scheduling stuff. So we will have an episode for you late Thursday, early Friday, covering episode, I think, 8. Yeah, episode 8. Sheesh, it's almost over. Mm. And then Run the World on Stars is coming at the end of this month. So end of May, early June, I think Memorial Day weekend, episode 1 comes out. So we'll be discussing that on there. Please subscribe to that feed because that's where we'll be doing most of our television or all of our television this year. We'll be using it throughout 2023 and beyond. So please subscribe. Before we get into today's episode, I mentioned earlier, it's episode 50.
Yep.
Take a little time real quick just to kind of think back because we started this, School and myself started this podcast in 2020. Yeah. Our first episode released in September. And from September to, I think, February next year, we only had 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, we really didn't even know what we were doing, just was out here just trying. You know, we had a big push, and then we didn't know how to follow up. So we had 3 episodes. All of 2021, we had 7 episodes. So in our first, from September to the end of, I guess, 15 months, we had 10 episodes that we released.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and then that very last episode of 2021 came out in December, I think December 12th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We had Rachel as a guest for The Best Man. Yeah. And that kind of changed the dynamic. She wasn't a regular. We had her back on for Soul Food, where we tore down Soul Food, that trash-ass movie. And
yeah, buddy.
And then we just kept going. And School had the idea, like, let's bring Rachel in. And just I think about what we've been able to do. There was a time, I think last August or September, where we were just like, yo, let's like really get on the schedule. Let's put these out weekly and just kind of go from there. And it's been beautiful to see it grow. We talked last week about all of y'all out there listening to us, the community we've built. And, you know, for both of y'all, man, like definitely couldn't do this without y'all. And I love both of y'all to death. Like School, people who've been listening from day one, or you hear it every week, like we obviously have been doing this since birth. Since the 80s, man. And I was thinking, when I was in high school, I was a news editor of our magazine. And I remember I had a movie review once. We had to go see you remember the movie, School?
Yeah, man. The Perfect Score, man.
Perfect Score. Like when I say that's my right hand, I mean I had to go do a movie review for our news magazine, and I brought School with me because I knew he was a movie head. We could bounce ideas and help my writing. I still got the article. That's how deep we are into movies, where we're seeing Perfect Score with Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson in the movie theater. The only 2 niggas in there.
Yeah.
Like, period. Like, the whole time. Like, we was the only 2 people in that theater watching that movie.
That movie was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was a good time. And Ray P, of course, you know how we rock. We go back, like, you know what I'm saying? What's 4 flats in the Cadillac?
Sure.
Yeah, man. But nah, Ray, you know, you're one of my best friends.
I love you.
I think about We Got Y'all. Like, We Got Y'all was supposed to be use one time for one specific thing. We literally opened that feed to talk about season 5 of Insecure. That's why it's called We Got Y'all. It turned into something much larger, and I'm excited about everything that's going on. Rachel's our television guru, and all the stuff that's going on over there. So it's always good. I don't get a lot of time to sit back and just think about the journey because we're still in the middle of it and still growing and still trying to do our thing. But when I did have a little bit of time to reminisce, it was pretty dope to think about where we are. But we're still just scratching the surface, still trying to get better.
Absolutely.
And obviously, all of y'all out there, man, we couldn't do it without any of y'all. I know, like I said, I know we shouted a lot of y'all out last week. The people we don't know, the people we'll never meet or probably talk to that consistently tune in. If you want to hit us up, please do. Instagram page, the Culture Garden Podcast. But if not, we just appreciate the support. So thank y'all. Thank y'all. Much love. Like, this is big for us. Episode 50.
Absolutely. And thank y'all. Thanks, school. Thank you for being and bringing me on. Which, you know, I love you deep. So it's been a wild ride. It's been fun.
Yes. I thank you for coming on here and just flourishing. You've been doing the damn thing from this till we got y'all, both of you. Like, big bro, you know what it is. Like, 50. This is insane. Like, and to know that we have people that tune in, like you said, that we'll never meet. There's people that one day, hopefully, we can meet, like, face to face and talk movies with you. Because this is what we do it for. All of this, like you said, Rich, would happen without no cameras, no ring lights, no none of this. We would always just talk movies. That's what we do. So, speaking of, when you was talking about the perfect score, I remember your mom's took me to go see a sneak preview of What Lies Beneath. Like,
where was I?
Like, you had football or something like that, and she won some tickets through the radio. Like,
ain't that a bitch?
What Lies Beneath? I saw it before it even hit theaters when they used to do that, the sneak previews. Like,
talk about a throwback.
Sheesh, and that movie was dope. So I love this shit, man. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. So I love both of y'all. 50. Congratulations.
Yeah, shout out, man. But like I said, this is we're all like right into the episode because we got so many more episodes to bring y'all.
Yes.
And so much more stuff to do. So just want to share that moment with y'all. Thank you. And today, if you haven't noticed, we went to the Grail list. Since it is episode 50, we pulled Life out the stash.
Yeah.
I was hesitant because all of the Grails that we have, all of the ones that we just want to kind of tuck off, or tuck to the side, should I say? Like, it was hard for me to be like, all right, cool. But it made sense. It made perfect sense. And watching it, it's just one of those movies that it makes me feel good, even though it is like a sad story for real. It's super sad, but it's so funny, and that has a lot to do with the actors. We'll talk about the synopsis. In 1932, two strangers are wrongfully convicted and develop a strong friendship in prison that lasts them through the 20th century. This is our group choice because it's episode 50. School, you remember your first experience with this movie?
My first experience, I know I always jump on here and say 85 classic all the time, but this here right here is a 1480 classic, bro. This the Grail, bro. We watched this movie so fucking much as young bucks, enough to when the music comes on. I remember specifically running up the stairs to go heat up our food, just running back down just in time to jump right into the movie, man. This is a classic.
Salute. 1480 classic. We wore this out on VHS.
Yes.
100%. Ray P.
I guess I say it every week. I have no idea the first time I saw this movie. It wasn't in theaters, so it had to be probably at my auntie's house or my grandmother's house on VHS, and then developed it when it used to come on TV all the damn time. But absolute classic, hands down. Before we even get there, love this movie. It's a comfort movie, as it actually is. But no, I love this shit. But I have no idea the first time I seen this movie.
That's cool. Like, I get it. And I think that's how a lot of these classics are. You've seen them so many times.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's a very distinct memory. I remember it's a distinct memory for me. I saw this in the theaters. I kind of alluded to it last week when I was talking about what we would be doing, and I was talking about my pops. Like, me and my pops went to go see this in the theaters. It was just him and me, and it stands out to me because I was 12 when it came out, right? So you're starting to get to that age, and it's different with, you know, I guess dads and sons and sons and moms, because I remember going to see He Got Game, and I know that came out a year prior. 98 was He Got Game, right? Or 97, one of the two. Either way, I remember going to see that with mom and big sis. And I specifically remember Jesus Shuttlesworth's college visit and my eyes being covered up in the theater. You know what I mean? Where you feel as yourself, you feel like, yo, I'm old. I know what's going on. Like, let me see what's going on. Where if that was to happen when I saw that with my pops, that wouldn't have happened. Like, yeah, go ahead and live your life. So it was a thing seeing a rated R movie. You know, especially in the theater, because like moms wouldn't, unless it was a family thing where we all go to the drive-thru or something, we weren't really seeing that. I remember for a while, moms had me getting, not in like high school age, but I would have to go to Walmart to get CDs because they still had the edited versions. They didn't sell explicit content. So up until like I was like 11, 12, it was, you know, even though I've been cussing since 95. I just remember going to the theater and just seeing them two clown. I remember Pops just getting weak throughout the whole thing. And us buying it on VHS and watching it so many times at 1480, like School said. And it brings back so many good memories. Like you said, Rachel, as sad as it is, but I just had so many of my own personal collective memories. The people I saw it, like RIP, my boy Ron Sutherland. Like every time I watch Life, I think of him because he would always quote this in high school. Like all types of stuff, all types of good, fun quotes. This is probably up there with Friday and maybe another movie's top 3 quotable movies for me. Like I use a lot of these quotes in my everyday life or damn near every day. So my first experience, I was hooked from the jump. And Martin and Eddie, we talked about it in the Nutty Professor episode. We know that Eddie started popping in the 80s, but our introduction was around 96. And just kept adding to it. And I just love everything about Life. Like it's important to me and the culture loves it. It's funny looking back at reviews and like, I guess even stories that came out in the past few years because they would refer to it as Eddie Murphy's lost comedy or like, it's just that difference between the cultures because that's never been lost with us. This is like an instant classic. Instant classic. So as far as stats go, it was released April 16th, 1999. Directed by Ted Demme. He started out directing music videos. He actually directed Push It by Salt and Pepper. And he directed Rolling with Kid and Play. 1993's movie Who's the Man with Dr. Dre and Ed Lover and Ice-T. Not the West Coast Dr. Dre, but the radio personality Dr. Dre. He also directed Blow, which is probably his biggest claim to fame, along with this film. And he unfortunately passed in 2002 at the age of 38. So this is one of his last films. It was written by Robert Ramsey and Matthew Stone. Had a budget of an estimated $75 to $80 million, and it made $73.4 million worldwide. It was a box office failure. However, everybody had good things to say about it, but for some reason, nobody went to the movies to see it except for me and Pops. So I don't know what that was about. It is currently streaming on Peacock, or if you are a lifelong fan, you have it on DVD. As far as awards go, it was nominated for Best Makeup at the 2000 Academy Awards. It is multiple times. Rick Baker, who was the makeup artist, he's collaborated with Eddie Murphy on numerous films, Nutty Professor, all types of things where Eddie Murphy's wearing the makeup. This is the only film they did where he wasn't playing multiple characters. He just got older throughout the film, but he was still nominated for an Academy Award. It was nominated for Outstanding Motion Picture at the NAACP Image Awards and nominated for Best Film Soundtrack and Best Film at the 2000 Black Reel Awards. As far as the cast goes, we have Eddie Murphy as Rayford Gibson, Martin Lawrence as Claude Banks. Real quick, 1999, they're both obviously super duper stars. To see them together. I started looking at this movie from a different perspective, and I want to get your take real quick. So we obviously, these guys are strangers. They don't know each other. We happen to be told this story together. If they told this story from one perspective, whether it be Claude's or Ray's, which one do you think would be more interesting? Like if it was solely from one of those characters' perspective versus us looking at them collectively.
It would definitely be Ray's.
Agreed.
You think it'll be Ray's?
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed. Only because Claude was a square. You know, we knew that he owed money to the house, essentially. But Ray, he already couldn't get into the club. Like he had to essentially sneak his way in. We see that he's a scammer. We learn about his personality. We know he's a fucking liar. off rip. You know what I'm saying? So just her
Mhm.
hijinks and whatever other embellishments that would come with Ray's story. Now, I think Claude will have a comical recollection of what happened because he felt like a good storyteller, but I think Ray will have the better story.
Yeah, agreed.
I think they're two different movies.
Sure.
Like
Mhm.
I think they're on very different ends of the spectrum. If you look at it
Mhm.
from Claude's point of view, and you look at it from Ray's point of view, Ray's is more comical. I think
Yeah.
just because of all the adventures and nonsense. The stories
Mhm.
I'm sure he's gotten himself into, and I
Yes.
think Clyde would just be a little bit more of a. You feel different at the end of this movie with Clyde's
Yeah.
story. You would feel a little bit more heartbroken. You know
Mhm.
what I
Mhm.
mean? Not as many laughs or be a little bit more dramatic, in my opinion. I think those characters were very, very different, but they blended together well.
Perfectly.
Yeah, it's just one of those. This movie is about a lot of things. It's about the system. It's about friendship, of course. That's the overall thing. But chance
Yep.
encounters,
Mhm.
just random. If it wasn't for a random encounter that night in the bathroom, the lives are the courses of their lives are changed. Clyde
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. That's a
You know what I
Absolutely.
fact.
mean? If the bouncer if he didn't talk his way into the club to begin with, things could change. I just love
Or
when like life can change from one decision. And
yeah.
Right.
How different it could have been. What if what if Claude did have that $22 or at least half of it?
yeah,
Yeah.
what he could have done. Because I always
Mhm.
forget that Clyde got jacked before he even got pickpocketed.
Bro,
Exactly.
man.
Exactly.
So whether he got pickpocketed or not, it wasn't gonna matter because all your bread was gone anyway.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I always this is the first time I watched it and realized that Claude didn't owe Spanky who he owed Mr. Riley. Like, who is Mr. Riley? What was Claude into? You know what I mean? Like,
Everybody was
Right.
collecting shit, man. Clyde was
yeah,
probably just getting ran down on. Run
yeah.
it, nigga. Come on now. Like, if you show a little muscle to Clyde, yeah, bro, I'm gonna
Hmm.
make you gonna pay this every single month.
Right.
He's not I'm not saying he a lame square. He's just a regular guy. He doesn't want any problems. We
Yeah,
saw it with the cornbread scene. It's not like I never really take him as a punk.
yeah,
He's just very timid and doesn't want any problems. I think if it came down to it, he would get down, but that's not his choice. It's not his first
yeah.
choice or second choice.
He would have
Yeah.
fought Django Leg, huh?
Come on, man. Were you about to say something, Rachel?
I felt like maybe Claude was into some sort of, maybe not gambling, but he was into something. I didn't take it as a just like getting your pockets ran. You know what I'm saying? Because he owed $50, not
Mm,
just them taking, the 22 that he had or however much was actually in his wallet, his 2 weeks worth of pay. Crazy.
mm,
Thinking of the time. But yeah, I don't know. Even if he would have had to go and do the run for Big Spank, he wouldn't have stopped at the juke joint. He would have turned right around, did the drop, turned around. You know what I'm saying? Like he
hmm.
would not have gotten caught up in such a way. Not to say that, he wouldn't have stumbled into the niggas only or the whites only pie diner. You know what I'm saying? He maybe would have had those encounters because he wasn't paying attention, but he wouldn't have been in the trouble he was in, be it not for Ray Gibson.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's real. That's
that's
real.
a
I
fact.
wonder, dang, what was I just about to say? It was to a point you just said. It's gonna come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I was gonna mention was that this is their first collab since Boomerang.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we did get Eddie and Martin back on the screen. And I'm trying to think of what point I was gonna make. Dag is really bothering me.
Oh no.
All right, I'll just let it come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Abba Babatunde as Willie Long,
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Anderson as Cookie,
Mm-hmm.
Barry Shabaka Henley as Poker Face, Brent Jennings as Hopping Bob, Bernie Mac as Django. Hey, that's some silly shit, man.
Angle leg.
Bernie Mac as Django Leg. Oh, Michael Nunez Jr. as Biscuit,
Miguel.
Michael Talaferro as Goldmouth, Guy Torrey as Radio, Bokeem Woodbine, Rachel's favorite as Can't Get Right, Lisa Nicole Carson, school favorite as Sylvia,
Mhm.
Rick James as Spanky, Clarence Williams III as Winston Hancock, Heavy D as Jake, Sanaa Lathan as Daisy, Nick Cassavetes as Sergeant Dillard, and Ned Beatty as Dexter Wilkins. there were a lot of comedians and just a lot of just general cultural stars in this film.
Man,
it might be the longest cast list that I've read so far since we've been doing these, man. What an incredible cast. School and myself were talking off air. I can't think of how many other sets probably would have been funnier than Life.
Man.
Like just to be on in between takes.
Wheezing.
Harlem Nights was the only other one that came to mind right away. But even from the outtakes of this film, you just know how funny it was.
Yeah.
Just because them niggas is naturally funny. They can say good morning and it make you laugh.
Right.
Ted Denham, I have the DVD with the director's commentary. Ted Denham said that, and you will notice it in the movie, from most of his shots, he shot him up from the waist from a certain angle so he didn't miss anything. He said he didn't want to miss hands, feet, nothing. Like the angles that he shot them from was perfect, because anybody on that screen could have just did something. He's like,
anything.
Can't miss it.
Yeah, and Eddie, just want to say, Eddie was pitching fastballs this whole movie. Like Eddie was on his game, and I think there was a spell where we appreciated it a lot more because this was right in the time he was in transition into his kids' movies, Shrek and all of that. Because he didn't do another R-rated movies until he did My Name Is Dolomite.
Yep.
So I think it was about a 20-year gap of his R-rated films,
which is also an amazing movie.
What's that?
I said, which is also an amazing movie.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We're definitely gonna get to that because I remember it was a big deal when Tower Heist came out.
Yeah,
because he was back in the comedy, and I think that was 2013. So knowing that Eddie was just pitching his fastballs on that old school type of Eddie, like just mad. I know this nigga. Like everybody knows a nigga like Ray Gibson.
Man.
Like I think about 1932, and I think about the bartering system. Like back before niggas had credit scores and all this, he really bartered for a lot, and just how much he was hustling people.
Hey, killing it.
Yeah, but I just want to shout out this cast. And I know what I was going to say earlier. I just wanted to really shout out Eddie and Martin on top of the rest of the cast for making a movie that is so sad and dreary into something that's so funny and we can go back to and have so many memorable lines. It's hard to do that with this topic. If you take away that comedy, and the comedy is all based in truth. You know, it's not like there are any gimmicks going on. They're just really telling the situation, as sad as it is. We laugh at truth. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But shout out to them for making that come together, because that's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, some of the best comedy is in truth, has the truth in it. And just like you said earlier, I was talking about Ted Denham. He said the same. Like anything that was heavy with the drama, he kept light with some comedy, like right over it. Like, because like you said, this is heavy in truth. Heavy in truth.
Absolutely. And I think that is just a Black people thing. Like, we gonna laugh.
Yes.
We have not had a fair shake, you know, on this land. But damn it, we are the funniest people in the world. You know what I'm saying?
It's a shared experience. Just like our intro says, like when Denzel's saying, like, I know, we all know what it smells like. There's a certain experiences where it doesn't matter if you grew up in, Compton, California, or you grew up in Toledo, Ohio. You just know from being Black that this is how certain things are. You know that you go to a Black person's house, they're gonna have under the sink or in some kind of drawer all them plastic bags from the grocery store. It's just a thing, like just what we was raised on, and that's just a cultural thing.
Yeah.
So they really made it happen. They really made it happen. Rachel, you already answered. School, we don't need to ask, but classic or nah?
Come on, man. It's a Grail. Hell yeah.
100% classic. This is not even debatable.
This is one of those movies like that I wish I can go back in time and get it to make money. Like, this should be a hit. This is insane that this movie's was a box office bomb.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a bomb. It just didn't make. It was definitely a disappointment. Like, it didn't make his money back. Like, people saw, but not enough for what they were. We mentioned Eddie and Martin in '99. Like, they paid them 8-figure salaries because they're Eddie and Martin. You two of the most famous comedians that ever walked this planet.
Yeah, and during this time though, they were a little hard on Eddie, man.
They were definitely hard on Eddie. We'll have that conversation when we have an Eddie episode. But Eddie had a weird stretch in his career for sure.
Yeah.
Facts.
Rachel, were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say that is still so surprising to me, because When did Martin end?
97.
97. So I know he had movies, but
he had Blue Street come out this year.
Blue Street. Yeah. I just can't believe niggas weren't like rushing to the theater to see this.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
It's not even a top 100 grossing comedy of all time.
That's
crazy.
Because I think a nigga who hasn't seen Life.
Right.
That's what makes it the craziest, because everybody's seen it. It's not like 5 Heartbeats when you ask certain people from different cultures if they've seen it and they be like, huh? Yeah. 5 Heartbeats, what's that? Like, I feel like everybody's seen Life.
Oh, I was literally only talking about black niggas.
Oh yeah, nah. All right, yeah, definitely. Everybody's seen that. Everybody's seen Life. Like everybody. I don't know anybody who hasn't seen Life.
Yeah. Classic.
Like I can't. I'm trying to think of the last time I asked somebody if they've seen Life and they said no.
And they said no. Although
probably 99 or 2000.
Listen, I asked a couple people today at my place of employment, and they said no, they never heard of it.
They're black?
No, they were white.
Dang, so is this?
So it just makes me think that this really is a cultural movie. Like one of them was my age, and another one was like 30, and they both was like, "Nah, I ain't never heard of it, bro." I'm like, "Damn."
I never thought of it in that sense. I've never talked to anybody outside of niggas about Life, but
me too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For some reason, it feels like it crossed over, but I guess
I know because it's Eddie and Martin. There's no way a movie with Eddie and Martin.
Well, did Martin really cross over?
I don't know.
Is still
I don't think he did.
Black famous, even though he's renowned and bow down to the Martin Lawrence, but he didn't reach Eddie's level of crossover success. He's not a household name to non-black people.
Damn, for real?
This is interesting because you might be right. And you know what's crazy? He kind of did it to himself.
But he did Bad Boys with Will.
Okay.
But who came out on top of that?
But still, they know who he is. They probably know him as like,
know who he is, but he does not hold the weight.
Yeah, hold that weight. Okay,
in other cultures, the way he does with us. He is not on their Mount Rushmore. He's not on their black celebrity bobblehead list. You know what I'm saying? He's just not, as much as we know and revere and love him, he's not that to them.
Chris Rock is that to them.
Like Will, like Chris Rock, and
okay.
Yeah,
that's a good point, Rachel.
Became that to them. So them and all the other thems, the Spiceys, I'm never surprised if they don't know something. Is always going to be a Two Americas thing for me.
Okay.
Why I'm literally talking to us. So
yo, Rachel, you wild. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I never thought of it, so I'm thinking about this in real time because there was a time when he had the SNL hosting gig, and that's like big in that part of the culture. And you on SNL, you hosting, that's like your crossover thing. And he went too far, and they banned that nigga from the whole network.
Yeah,
so,
you
to go too far when they don't ban you just from the show, the whole network. Anything on NBC, nigga, we don't want no parts of it.
Damn.
Martin did have a moment where he was on his way to that, and it just veered the other way. And he was still able to get his. He was still able to, because I was like, damn, like Wild Hogs might have been and he was already in his 40s. That wasn't even a crossover. Damn, this is zoning me, but you're right.
Damn.
Bad Boys would have been the biggest thing, but even still, all three of those are very much black movies. They're ours, not crossover.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I saw Bad Boys 3 in the theater, it was very crossover.
Yeah,
they wanted it to be.
Well, on that, but I did see it in Phoenix, and then a lot of us out there anyway.
Exactly, but
so maybe that's the point.
Primarily us. Even though they tried to diversify the cast, it's still very much our movie.
Yeah.
Very good point. Because I remember Bad Boys 2 in the theater, and that was definitely
that was definitely us.
100% our movie.
That was an event. I remember that. All right, cool. Damn, Rachel.
I
Now I'm
know.
about to be thinking about this.
I fucked y'all up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
did
did
it.
a little bit. You did a little bit. All right, cool. So let's get into best scenes because we could probably go all night with this. We could probably dissect the whole movie scene by scene. We could probably quote every single line, but we're gonna try to be as efficient as possible.
This is gonna be
Obviously,
hard.
get y'all shots off.
Real
So
bad.
we'll start with school. What scene you want to start off with?
I'm gonna start off with Spanky. I'm gonna start off with Spanky, man. The first time we see Ray and Clyde, man, when they first introduced at the club, man, when we see the opening scene and see the differences in both characters. See what type of guy Ray is. Ray shouldn't even be allowed in this club, but he's done a favor, so he gonna remind them. Remember, your lady was all fucked up. She was wearing swine when you first met her. Now she an alligator. Let me in, brother. and Clyde thinks he's a businessman and he's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
He's talking to his lady and telling her he's buying season tickets, and she's on a whole nother level. She's trying to get married. Sanaa Lathan, beautiful. So that's my opening scene.
Yeah, man. Him reaching in that, going further with Ray. Him reaching in that the bathroom attendant, getting that quarter, putting it in his pocket and tipping it back like that. Like you said, so does everything we need to know about him.
Exactly.
Rachel, what you got?
Big scam. So I had that too. I'll go further. Them driving to Mississippi, that whole 10-15 minutes of them getting from New York to Mississippi, so that is them going into the diner, them having the banter between them where we're really seeing the differences in their personalities and who they are, just because they are, again, so very different and they don't know each other.
So, that's important.
As we're learning them, they're learning each other as well.
Yeah.
100%. That's an important aspect because we've seen this movie so many times, but they are literally strangers. This is a chance encounter.
Yep.
So it's wild when you think of that. I like the banter in the car. It shows something about Ray. One of my favorite character traits about Ray is he's on some trash and he's gonna get you in some trash and get himself in some trash. But he stands up for those he loves. If he cares about you, he's gonna rock with you. And that's always a good quality that I liked about him, because as soon as he brought up, like, my daddy gave me this watch, who he steal it from? Hey man, don't talk about my, like, he stands up in that manner. That was just very funny. And that whole loan denied, man, fuck you. They knew what kind of ride it was going to be. And the white only pie, that was in that sequence as well. That's a classic scene. How much it's going to take to turn one of them white only pies into nigga pies? You know what I mean? I used to say all the time, like, I'm not from New York, but I used to say, I'm from New York. Let's talk turkey. Classic line from this movie. School, your next scene. I'm gonna let y'all go back and forth.
That boy, I'm with y'all on those things. Capital connections. That boy said, "Now I ain't got no capital right now. I guess connections. I'm gonna get the capital." Hey, like you said,
the first time we hear about the boom boom room, yeah.
First time you hear about the boom boom room, it goes back to what you were saying, bro. Like, Eddie was pitching fastballs. Like, he wanted to know who this character was, Ray Gibson. Bam, I'm playing him. Like, and he killed it, bro. But the scene I got is the car, like you said, the car ride. Whites only pies, 35 miles. Like, we all say that, you know what I mean? 35 miles. Let me see. The New York City comes out of Ray. That shit is insane. That let's talk turkey, like you was just talking about. But Under the Hill, man, Slim. When they pull up on Slim, and when they're under the hill, he the way he sells that to them, bro. There's no way they're not going. He said, "It's color matter under there." He said, "Green only color that matters under the hill. There's girls, there's gambling. You fellas ought to check it out." It's like he was selling that to them. Like it's his job to sit in front of there and sell it, because he convinced me.
100%.
He convinced me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll keep on with where you are, School, and I'll say, when they realized that they both were hustled, you know what I'm saying? So we see Ray talking to
Claude.
Or Claude talking
You
to
sound like that nigga in the movie. Claude. That's my name.
Claude. I was about to call her a lady from Eve's Bayou.
Sylvia.
Yeah.
So we see that, and then the nigga from what's that movie?
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood. You know, when we see that he's hustling Ray, he and the other barkeep. They thought that especially Ray, you thought you were coming down here and getting over on these farmers, on these country niggas. New York City and New York niggas are still like that to this day. Y'all think y'all know every fucking thing. But stay trying to get over, scammers. But they realize, motherfucker, just because you ain't in the city, you don't know how it goes down here. So they both found themselves in a pickle. You know, while you was getting fucked, I was getting fucked too. You know, I guess we both was getting fucked. So that's one of my favorite scenes, just because, New York City, you ain't in the city no more, and you don't know how it works down here.
Sylvia told him, "You cute. Hey, you got any money, Clyde?" Like, yo, I need this bread. What it is?
That's how it starts, man.
Down to my last
that conversation at the bar is one of my singular favorite scenes in this entire film. That when the whole moment, I have it written down as Ray and Clyde got hustled.
Yeah.
Yep.
When Ray is just sitting there just waiting, and that's just a real conversation. Like, because Ray ain't trying to hear none of the bullshit, and he knows what happened. Clyde down here trying to act like he don't know what just happened.
Right.
He still got that $2. Oh no, I gave it away. Like the they was raising money at the church, but they ain't have enough. They were short. $2 short.
Hey,
like everything about it. Like, that girl, she religious. She looked religious.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. I guess we both were getting fucked. While you was up there doing God's work. That whole scene is incredible to me. And of course, you cap that off with the fuck the money. They ain't even about the money. Fuck the money. I lost my daddy watch. Man, fuck that cheap ass watch.
Hey.
It's like those sentences were connected. He didn't even get the watch part out before Clyde jumped up. But man, fuck, like, you spent all our gas money. How we gonna get back? And I feel Ray, that's a hustler in him. We got something better than money. We got 36 cases of booze. Like, he knew we got something that we can flip and get more money than we had. Like, you got to chill. Clyde wasn't thinking like that. He a bank teller. He frugal with the money.
Exactly.
He know exactly that we getting home. But I love that line, that fuck that cheap ass watch. And he immediately knew, like, all right, my bad. I went too far.
Yeah.
But like you said, they're getting to know each other. And you got to know, you teach people how to treat you.
Absolutely.
And if he would have let that fuck that watch get off, he would have been saying that for the rest of the next 60 years.
Yep. That's a
so
fact.
I love how they just went back and forth and got to know each other a little bit better. So I had to put that in there. School, what's your next scene?
When they discover Winston Hancock, man, the man that just hustled our favorite character Ray out of his daddy's watch. You feel me? Like, obviously, Clyde didn't know anything, didn't know who this character was. He got blood on his shirt. And I think there's nothing, especially for 1932, there's nothing scarier than white men with guns when you're a black man. Especially down south from what you hear, like
2023.
I swear to God, I was just about to say that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But in this movie, for sure, like, that shit is obviously, as you see, that's scary for them. Winston, it doesn't matter. You know, they say racist people want us to kill each other, and you would think they just let him go on by this day. Like, he's sick, he's drunk. I ain't do it. You could tell he already dead. But they got him, man. They got my guys.
Of course, that was a setup. What you think? The sheriff sent them.
Yes, did them dirty.
Yeah, that was a setup, 100%. Whatever two unlucky fools come walk by here.
Yeah,
that's how it's going down.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I loved how the sheriff played it, man. He came in there. That goes into that. The sheriff comes in. He all act like he ain't know nothing about it. Winston Hancock was dead. He was dead. Murder. Oh man, looks like y'all was boozing too. But why bother that? Excuse me. Why bother with that when we got a clear cut case of murder? Did them dirty. That's
real
how
bad.
they
What you at?
I'm gonna fast forward us into jail, and we've got Ray reading the first jail letters because you have to think again, 1932, Ray and Claude are from New York. So the likelihood of them having gone to school again is much greater than everybody else down in Mississippi. So it was not far-fetched that they couldn't read the letters or read the letters well that had come in. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. That was not by accident.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how long had y'all been waiting to hear all of this news? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just the reality of like, nigga, when you're away,
you away. Life goes on.
you're away, life goes on or doesn't for for many people. And just everybody else being like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to hear none of that shit. No,
Yep.
don't read mine.
Yeah, listen, I'm glad that you said that because that is a big thing in this film that you have people grappling with. They know the world's still going. And things are still going on out there. I know we see it later when that scene when Claude finally gets out into society at that bus stop, but the whole world's out there spinning, and you left kind of forgotten about. And along with that is your hope. Your hope starts leaving you, and you know every ounce of hope that they had from not knowing anything went away as soon as he read that letter.
Absolutely,
because I don't want my hopes. That's all I got left right now. So if I know that shit is crushed, then I'd rather just not know and play dumb. And that's just the sad world that they live in. Like,
absolutely.
Judge gave them the long ride, boss. Like, they in there forever. Like, that shit is fuck. Especially when you innocent. That's a quote later, but we'll get to that. School, what you got?
The introduction to Sergeant Dillard and Hoppin' Bob. State of Mississippi want this ditch dug by this here sundown. And you got that, boy. Just how they weren't used to Mississippi yet, and they had to get accustomed. They had to remind them, like, this is everything you've heard about the South in New York is 10 times worse. We do not like y'all kind around here, and we gonna show you. We even hire y'all kind to treat y'all like shit. So, sheesh. I don't love Sergeant Dillard or Hoppin' Bob, but the actors are amazing.
I don't think that Hoppin' Bob was hired. I think he
took no. Yeah.
But again, that overseer, mentality. And I guess we'll get into it with things that bother me. To your point, School. You think Harlem 1932? Yeah, Black people were in New York, but I would be curious for their origin story because y'all didn't immigrate from the South up to, you know what I'm saying? Or how long had your people been there where y'all are moving about, traveling now down past the Mason-Dixon line so carefree, so haphazardly, you know what I'm saying? So that is very interesting to me because they weren't accustomed to what the fuck is going on down there. You know what I'm saying? To the culture of Mississippi and wherever else they had to travel through on that ride. You gonna say something, Rich?
How old do you think they were? When we meet them in Spanky's, how old do you think Ray and Claude are?
That's a good question.
I never thought about this until you just said that, Rachel. Like about them coming back up from the South. Like, damn, well, how old were they here? Because that's a good question.
20.
20?
18, because 18 between, they were grown, but they wasn't 35 like they were in real life. You know what I'm saying? They young.
Well, damn, I guess we can do the math real quick because the end of this film, even though it came out in 1999, the end of this film was 1997.
Right.
So if they were 90, because we find out that Ray says he's 90 years old at the baseball game.
Yeah.
So in 1997, I ain't doing this shit right now, but I'm gonna figure it out while we talk. But I'll figure out how old he was. That's an interesting question. They didn't have any kind of familiarity with the South. I don't think their family can. I think they were young enough to where they probably grew up in New York. They were born and raised in New York City. Also, I want to go back to the jail scene or the letter reading scene because we got the introduction of Jangle Leg. Which is some wild shit when you just think about it. Like this nigga said, they called me Jangle Leg. And I love that. I just love when Ray said, "Why you think they call him Jangle Leg?" Or excuse me, Claude says it. He's like, "Yeah, I think you gonna find out before I do."
Hey,
Kitchen Woo on the job. School, I think you next. What you got for saying?
Eyes front and mister. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Go right into that scene where they introduce all the characters. You get to know everybody. Willie Long, Poker, Biscuit. Who else we got?
Everybody.
Everybody. You get to meet everybody. And you get to find out why they're in jail. Willie Long. I think, hold on, it's Ray says, you seem like a sensible man. What you in here for? That killed a son bitch with a claw hammer when he was 13. He say, so you been in here since you was 13? Yes, sir. He say, that's what they say. And Jingle Leg say, but a lot of people say it though. Like the comedy in this movie, like in those serious moments, like that's a serious moment. I've been in here since I was 13. That's what they say. That boy said, a lot of people say it though.
Hold on, my fault. What year was it when they first?
1932.
What year was it when we entered?
32.
32.
32. Okay, so they're 25.
Okay. 25. Right. That makes sense.
I thought it was 42 for a second. I'm like, hold on, nah, there ain't no way there was 35.
Yeah,
All right, that makes sense. My bad. That was just bothering me. So I
I was calculating.
Right, everybody got their shit on.
But yeah, school. I had that first meal scene. I had that first meal scene too as my next one. And then the subsequent fight, obviously, in the whole you gonna eat your cornbread situation.
Yeah.
I am going to move to, because I feel like we're about to do this whole movie scene for scene. So I'm a jump and I am going to go to the first baseball game where we learned that Claude is a baseball man. Just because, again, we talked about hope a few minutes ago. Like that was the one thing. And then moving into can't get right coming to the camp. You know what I'm saying? So now here is even more hope after my loan request, or not loan, my appeal request has been denied that I tried to do on my own on some sneaky shit. So here is one more glimmer of hope, and we see that fade, but just because what that did, one, not just for Claude and Ray, but everybody else was, geeked for baseball once they got semi good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me whip us into shape. We're gonna get a good meal, we're gonna have some fun, and can't get right, he gonna get free, but for what that in more ways than one. Hello. So that's what that meant for everybody, just because it was authentic joy in a fucked up situation.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go. Am I cutting in front of you, Rich?
Nah, it's y'all two going back and forth. Okay. Like if it was me, we'd be all night.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna agree with you on that one, but I gotta jump a little ahead a little bit and go to the first time they used the dream sequence of Ray's Boom Boom Room. Ray's been talking about this Boom Boom Room. He started off with just Clyde, and then he took it to the whole crew.
Yeah.
And some people were against it, and then all of a sudden, after a long 16 hours of doing hard labor, the Boom Boom Room sound like the move.
Yeah.
Radio out the Boom Boom Room. In the way Ray describes this place, and guess who's performing tonight? Biscuit. You feel me? Like, let's go. Like, include everyone. Rich knows this. I say everything tastes like butter. Like, if something's good to me and I eat it, I'll be like, that shit tastes like butter. That's because of life. And
that's in my quote because of that.
Yeah.
That scene is important to me just because it's that escape from reality.
Yep.
And one thing about Ray, one thing you can say about Ray for Gibson, he never lost hope. Like he never lost any kind of idea that we're gonna get out of. He was the one always looking for an escape, for a way. He talked about it like it was happening. Like he didn't talk about, man, when we get out, it's gonna be like, nah, like you should have seen who was there last night. What you talking about last night? Nigga, last night, I'm going someplace. Come with me. Yeah. They all was there. They all bought in. And just classic dialogue in that scene. Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
Classic.
Still to this day use that.
Period. Classic Martin.
The whole thing, like, give me some Worcestershire sauce. Clean up that table before I whoop your ass. I love everything about it.
And then to bring them into reality, here comes Hoppin' Bob. Shut your mouth, or you end up a night in the hole, boy. I don't want to hear nothing else about the damn boom boom room.
Yeah.
And another line I use: shut your ass and your mouth, boy.
Man, shut your mouth and your fat ass, boy.
Anthony Anderson, Cookie.
Crazy. I'm gonna move us around and sort of condense. I am going to say almost every single escape scene with Ray and Claude trying to get out of the camp, because I love, to your point a second ago, Ray literally never lost hope. And
Nope.
part of that is, again, the differences between he and Claude's personality. Claude had accepted defeat essentially until the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas Ray, if it's not stealing these crop dusters, trying to tunnel out, just trying to get the fuck out of there. He never lost that. He was ready to go.
Nigga stole a plane.
Nigga stole a. How did you do this?
Listen, I always say to myself, if you was able to get that plane in the sky, you would have figured that shit out. Like
that part, you know. So just that, because one, the ingenuity of Ray, never giving up hope to get the fuck up on out of there. It was literally always funny.
Yeah. And Rachel, just to piggyback off that, going back to something I said about Ray, he's always going to look out for the people he cares about. Unlike Claude, who was only thinking about himself during the appeal, there's a moment that I really love in this movie. It's very subtle, but Ray just has the line where he says, like, Cook ain't draw that map, I drew it. So I knew you wouldn't come with me if I told you I drew it.
Right.
So he was thinking the whole time, like, not only am I getting out, I need you with me, because that's you my rollie. I don't even know if he looked at it from a I can't do this without you type of perspective. I just think that's my dog. I came in with you, we leaving together.
We're leaving together. I got you into this shit.
Right. Like I said, he got because he shouldn't have went down to the hill. That was a business trip, right?
Yeah.
Like get your bulls, head back to New York.
That's it.
That's what should have happened, but we knew Ray wasn't gonna do that.
Nah, that's gas. Ray and gas was 18 cents a gallon.
Crazy.
That was gas money.
Yeah.
School, you next.
May Rose, man. Just that shit's stupid, man. Can't get right, can't speak, can't talk, but he can get it in. And side note, Ted Denham said that the whole time, that Bokeem Woodbine was on set, he never spoke a word. He laughed, he reacted, but he's one of those, what do we call them?
Method actors.
Method actor.
Yeah. He wasn't going. So side note, he's a dog, man. Yeah. And the affair, that's a famous scene, bro. That's a famous scene of them discovering the baby was black, and the unity, everyone stepping up and saying, that's my baby, boss. They knew
I'm the pappy scene.
Yeah, I'm the pappy.
So I'm the pappy scene for sure. That's what that scene's remembered for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, P?
Okay, I was gonna do Ada Pappy. I will go to Claude as an elder statesman at this point. Seeing the pie and having that moment of reminiscing white only pie, and having that mental break and really trying to get them pies that are hot as hell, you can't even eat it, and then showing Ray's again solidarity with him, even though they have not spoken in 40 years, 20 years at this point. You understand? If you give me this gun, I'm gonna shoot you. So now we both, you know what I'm saying? So just that, because it was funny as fuck.
And real, he meant that shit.
He meant that shit. Yeah, nigga, you've had me here all this time.
Yep, that's a fact. I'm gonna go to the scene where they finally discover that they getting out. Clyde goes and picks up the new, I can't remember what position he was playing, the new warden or something.
Superintendent.
New superintendent. And they went to go pick him up, and it turned out to be Pike, and he had his daddy's watch, and long story short, they wind up killing him, and there's that hope again. They're about to get out because the superintendent is going to the next day, not right this second, because it ain't that important to him.
Yeah.
The next day. If that was me, bruh, that's one of the things that bothered me, because I'd have been on it. But obviously he dies.
There's a lot of shit going on.
He said right there and died on the ship.
And died on the ship. Bullshit.
Yeah, now I feel you. I always think about that, or I used to when I was younger, about damn, I would have wanted that right now. But if I've been in jail all this time and I just got told I'm going to be free, the last thing I'm thinking about, this nigga got to go to the bathroom and not come out. I feel you though. I feel you. But I don't think I'd even think about it in that sense, because if I'm pressing him, he could easily be like, well, nigga, how about you serve out the rest of that sentence?
And he felt like a quote unquote good man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He was genuinely remorseful for them spending 60 plus years in jail. He really thought they did that shit, like it is what it is, but y'all cool, y'all old as fuck. What y'all gonna do to me, at this point? Right.
I trust you, Claude.
Yeah.
Right. So you kind of did it now, but though that is essentially sort of my next scene, them going to work for at his house versus still being at the camp, because Claude is a more learned man, essentially, he has a different position. He can drive, he hasn't driven in 65 years. Right. They're still in servitude, but Claude was a little higher up, you know what I'm saying, on the totem pole for whatever reason. He really felt bad, and he killed the sheriff on their behalf. He didn't have to do that. No. He could have let him kill Ray. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. He took the blame, the fall, you know what I'm saying, for that murder. So I don't feel like I can press you about this about this pardon, because you done caught this body for me, for real. You know what I'm saying?
He did a lot to the police and all that. He did.
Yeah, that's real.
There was a lot going on in that moment.
There's a lot going on in that shit.
And I love, that's a big deal. Him shooting, especially that's 1970 something. Mm-hmm. Him shooting another white officer of the law. Mm-hmm. And lying. And I love that. I love the dialogue that Ray and Claude have. Like, I don't know why they just don't tell them the truth, because don't nobody want to hear the truth. Tell people what they want to hear. Yep. That's exactly how those situations play out.
That's it.
I tell them the story that you want to hear, because even if I told you I shot this nigga, you probably won't even believe me.
You won't believe it. And now y'all really, they had to finish it, quote unquote, anyways, that sentence. But yeah, so that's that. I guess it's back on you.
Well, real. I got one more quick thing. I talked about it earlier. Just that scene of him going back out into society, just seeing how much the world has changed.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had mirrors back in the day, but that scene where he looked at that car, he kind of saw himself.
Yeah.
It felt like he was seeing himself for the first time. Like he had never saw himself age.
Ted Denham spoke on that during the commentary, and he did say that was purposeful. Like
it was him seeing himself for the first time. Yeah, he's not even a man.
Yes.
In more ways than one, he's not the man that he used to know.
There was no mirrors. You got to figure they would have glass and stuff like that. Maybe catch his reflection every now and then, but it had been a while since he actually saw himself. So, yes, that was purposeful.
Got you. Yeah, man. So that's just crazy. Yeah, School, it is on you.
My last scene is obviously the up-to-date. We're up to date. It's it's Ray and Claude, and they chilling. You know how they got in here, don't you? Up somebody's ass. Yeah. They've reached that point of life where, he speaks on them. He gave up hope, and he's like, I ain't give up no hope. I just know that shit. I'm 90. This shit's it. Like, I thought I'd make it out of here, but I'm not. So now I'm just senile, and I'm gonna talk shit and live out the rest of my life the best I can.
We next.
We next.
You like baseball? We on deck.
We on deck.
He was talking crazy, like you said, Rich, and I said again. That man was throwing fastballs. You know what I mean? Like Ted Denham said, they just let him go. Just go. Just do what you do. Like they'll shoot the scene normal, and then Eddie would say, "Hold on, I got a couple things I can throw in there," and he would throw that at him, and it's just like, wow, genius.
I love it. I love it.
Couldn't keep up with him.
Nope.
Couldn't keep up with him. Right, P?
That was my next scene, and then I'll just end it with their old asses. One actually escaping. Spoiler alert! If you are one of the few who haven't seen this movie, and being at the baseball game, that's their shit, and being too old to catch the wave on this go around. So happy for them.
Yes,
absolutely. I got a couple things. I'm not gonna talk about them long. Just want to cover them because we're doing life. If we want to talk about it now, probably never talk about it.
Yeah.
One scene that I had was Claude and Ray after the appeal denial letter. Claude trying to weasel his way back into it. He still got that mat. Obviously the famous line, "Hey boss, he ain't working."
Yeah,
that scene or that line from it. And the "Don't call me soft. Don't no man call me soft." That was the first time we saw Clyde have a little bit of gumption about himself. He held his nuts a little bit. He even threw the first punch at Ray. And I love Ray's reaction because that's exactly what you would expect. Like, first of all, I'm a man and I called you soft. I spell it SOF capital T. Like, he wasn't going. Claude ain't bother him. Like Ray just showed their personality so much. Also, can't get right getting pardoned. Followed by that Claude and Ray fight. That led to them not speaking for 20 plus years, 40 years, whatever it was. Just all of that emotion and that anger coming out at once. Like, bro, like that's the first time we saw Ray finally realize, like, yo, Claude, like, this is some bullshit. Like, I'm really about to die in this bitch.
About to die in this bitch,
yeah. And then also the upper room, that we didn't mention that in that scene, but the upper room when Jesus, hey, he said, I don't care, let him come out and take me out. They'll take me out singing that motherfucker. Yeah, that was just comedy. It was just comedy, man. Those moments, they aren't plot driven, and that's when real comedy takes over because I've mentioned this before. Comedy is probably the hardest thing to act out. Yeah, especially as an actor when you've done multiple takes and it's not necessarily the funny as it was when you first heard it, but you can tell there were just different variations, and he brought it every single time. Both of them did, and they played off each other well. So, shout out to them. Let's get into some quotes. Hey. I got a lot of quotes written down, so I don't know if y'all just want to go back and forth or how you want to do it. We ended with Rachel on scenes.
That was jumbled. You said what?
My fault. I said school. I think we ended with Rachel on scenes, so we can start with school on this.
I put, "Don't touch this car," because I piss on the motherfucker. I ain't gonna touch it. I piss on it. Why you gotta say nasty shit, Ray? Because I'm a nasty motherfucker. Like,
classic.
Tell him about the gun line, boss. You are now inside the gun line. You step outside the gun line without my permission, you will be shot. You trip and fall over the gun line, you will be shot. You spit your pee, you so much as stick as your Johnson over the gun line, you will be shot. Why that pick ain't a swinging? Yeah. And the most random one I have is that girl got game. Cooking with Salme Rose, man.
Yams. Yams.
Yeah, he said yams.
Oh, yams? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he said game. I'm like,
nah, nigga got yams. Nigga, I hit. That's what he said.
I think it's gams.
What'd I say?
Yams with a G, with a Y, but it's gams with a G. That's big, supple thighs.
Says G. Yeah, he says G.
Yeah.
Okay. Same concept for those not, paying attention.
Right. Who don't speak old nigga.
Yeah. Oh man.
Lord, help your child.
Rachel, say your quotes, man.
That's it. I'm done.
No, I said Rachel.
Okay. Again, we've already said it. How much to turn these white only pies into nigga pies? How about y'all turn y'all into nigga pies? Or into nigga pie. Does the name Spanky Johnson mean anything to you? Spanky Johnson, who? It's that who that people need to know. Cock-a-doodle-doo, nigga. Tell them about the gun line boss. Why I think they call him Jingalang. You gonna find out before me. You gonna eat your cornbread. Uh, you go around with me, it's gonna be consequences and repercussions. I feel like everybody says that to this day. And then shout out, I know a bitch named Della who hit harder than you, and then I said shout out to Harlem and Della Reese. So everything else we've said, upper room, all of that. So
just want to reiterate that because I know somebody asked me about that before. That is a reference to Della Reese and Harlem Nights. If you've seen that movie, you know exactly why that's a reference in the fight scene.
Yeah,
classic material. The quotes I got down that I use a lot, I mean, weekly at least. That's gas money, Ray. Think. They know the way to walk. I ain't from around here. Where's that girl that was working over here? What girl? What girl? All right, next time I come in here, whatever bitch I start choking, that girl. I got a job that starts on Monday. Nigga, you gonna be late on Monday. That's one of my favorite lines in the entire scene. Because that nigga kept talking about this job on Monday. He finally had to let him, like, nigga, you in a blood cell with blood. Excuse me, you in a jail cell with blood on your shirt.
You're gonna be late.
You're gonna be late.
Yeah, fuck that job. You ain't making it, bruh. You already talked about Specky Johnson. He said he tired, boss. You can't read? Motherfucker almost 60 years old, can't read. Come on, New York. Show that big son bitch how y'all doing up there in Harlem now there, boy. Radio said that during the fight. That's one of my favorite lines. Not over no cornbread, man.
He didn't get my cornbread.
As a man thinking, so shall he get it. Or some shit like that. You know, you read the Bible. What else did I not say? He said, shut your mouth and your fat ass boy. Walked out smooth with my drink, didn't he?
Yeah,
cool. I ain't gonna say nothing. I think that's about it. Half the men in this prison swear they're innocent. Don't you find that kind of funny? Well, you have to forgive me if I don't laugh. That's a quote. Yeah. And I think that's about it. Yeah, everything else we covered. So those are some of my favorite quotes throughout the movie, or our favorite quote, should I say. This is going to be a difficult one. Scene stealer.
Man. I didn't.
I'm going Bernie Mac. Jangalang.
Okay, so I'm okay with Jangalang. I might go superintendent. I can't remember his name, but the superintendent. The more I watch,
the old dude.
Yeah, the older gentleman. Yeah.
Dexter Wilkins, Superintendent Wilkins.
Yes, he was dope in this.
I'm also going Bernie Mac as Jango Leg. But if I had to go on the more dramatic side, if I was just picking like who picked up some of that dramatic slack while everybody else is doing comedy, I'll go with Nick Cassavetes. You know, as Sergeant.
Yeah,
I think he did enough to where I dislike him.
Yeah.
But also don't mind him at the same time.
Yeah, when he said it's a Negro League, he said, "Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah, from the nigga league." Yeah, he did say that. Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know how I missed it perusing Miguel Nunez's character when he was reading the letter and when he was getting ready to go home.
Yeah.
And he unalived himself by crossing the gun line. And Jangaleg going to get him, you know, that is fucking beautiful. And you think about the humanity. I'm sorry, but that just crossed my mind because he was going to be my other scene stealer just because of that alone.
Yeah, well,
no, that's a great call because I definitely forgot to put that in my notes, but it's always a touching moment because he's crossing the gun line himself, but everybody had that respect to even know, even the guards, like, come on, y'all know what it is.
That's a great scene, and I love how good Eddie is in that scene too. But the best part about it is something that you always hear, and I'm sure it was a thing in that moment because it happened in the movie. It's 1945. Times are changing. Like, still, bro, can't go home.
Go home like this.
Yeah, 2023. We say that all the time. Like, it's 2023.
Yeah.
Like, so,
crazy. Yeah, crazy thing, man. Things that bother you?
Who paid for them drinks? Nah, no.
Rachel, you got anything?
I really didn't have anything. That was I kind of already said it with how unprepared they were to be going down south, you know, with the cultural nuances of the area, just how they were walking into it with that big city.
You know what bothers me? Oh, go ahead. My bad, Rich.
I was gonna say it just dawned on me because I know I said earlier that they didn't have a lick of experience, but this is 1932. Like you have to, if you know somebody in Mississippi that's the plug, that means at some point you would have had to connect with them, and I'm sure it would have been down in Mississippi because you have to know how to get there and all this because there's no, there's no Waze or Apple Maps,
Right.
Right. So yeah, they had to have some kind of familiarity in some degree. If they didn't know directly, maybe they knew somebody close enough to would have schooled them. Like this is how things are down here. You got to be cool. Exactly. I don't know. That just came to my mind. School. What were you about to say?
No, I was gonna say Spanky for as tough as Spanky was sure nice for real. He gave that man money to go down there. He gave him front money, a car, all that shit. Like
know what I attribute that to?
It gotta get there.
And he already owed the money. He was selling what was he doing on this block? He was doing something on this block.
But go ahead, Rachel.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it has to get there. I've taken all the money that you both have. At least you, Claude. I know Ray ass ain't got no money, so I got to give y'all gas money or the shit ain't gonna make it.
Right.
I've always looked at that scene as something that we just don't know about. Obviously there's history there between Spanky and Ray.
Yes.
And Ray is slick enough, even though he doesn't have an 100% success rate, I'm sure he's made some significant plays and people got broke off.
Yeah.
So I think in some aspect they can look at Ray like if he say he got booze, and he was known in the intro before we even meet these characters when they're doing the fake burials.
Yeah.
This is Ray's famous moonshine. He was known for that. So I think Spanky knew like we could probably really make some bread off this. If your goofy ass can get it back up here, like, we can make this shit click.
Yeah, he was rotation. Ray was running numbers on Spanky's side of Broadway. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I think I didn't have anything that bothered me because it's just not that type of movie. There's nothing that Rachel, was there a come see about me moment?
I mean,
other than Jangle Leg and Biscuit?
I've never visited a nigga in jail. So I guess I know, shocking, right? But I guess that could be it. It's not for real. What you say?
So I'm glad we ain't bet money. Oh snap! Cultural moments.
The entire
whole movie.
Whole movie.
Cultural moment. As we discussed at the very top of this episode, this is for us. Any actors from The Wire? Nope. Soundtrack. Sneaky good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Sneaky good soundtrack. One that kind of gets forgotten about. I mean, they had Juvenile. This is 1999. Juvenile was hot as fish grease. Wyclef Jean scored the film.
Yes.
Which is interesting enough. Maya was on there. Destiny's Child was on here. Father's Day is coming up. Brian Knight was on here. That's what made me Father's Day coming up made me think about him. Obviously the What Would You Do song, which
what would you do with that?
Such a classic, like catchy song. I can't believe our young ass was up here Harlem shaking to that sad ass song.
Shit crazy.
You know what I mean? That was some real life shit when you think about the lyrics. Like, damn, she was going through it. But sneaky good soundtrack. That's the whole point I was trying to make. Yeah. We had Maxwell Fortunate was on here.
Fortunate.
Yeah. And of course, Casey and JoJo's Life.
Not me,
this is a really good soundtrack.
Absolutely.
Really good soundtrack. Wouldn't let that happen to me.
Bruh, here's the thing. Other than staying in your house and never leaving, you can't. The shit, especially 1932, is you can't say that. Like, motherfucker, these motherfuckers could pin anything on you, and ain't no cameras. And we see even now that it doesn't always matter. You know what I'm saying? That proof of innocence, but
the only person in this movie that really had a chance was Winston Hancock, because they told him to get out of town and he didn't leave. So that's about it.
Yeah. Who knows? Whatever
I don't know what he did.
How you work that out, right?
I don't know what he did in 1932 for them to give him a chance. That's crazy.
Exactly.
He had some pull.
The slick talking nigga in this white suit.
Rachel, you hit the nail on the head with that. Like, you know, I love to come in week out and talk my tough shit. Well, look, that shit happened, but ain't shit you could have done about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You just stuck, and that's what makes it so heartbreaking, because it's really just coincidence. Like, you go to sleep one day and wake up the next, like, fuck, like I really landed myself a lifetime bid on some shit I didn't do.
On some shit I didn't do. On some, I just stumbled across this shit. I done got robbed, dunked. Now I'm forced to do this shit or lose my life and limbs and fuck around and get a life bid in Mississippi.
Yeah.
I'm from New York. I maybe have never even been here.
Man.
Insane.
And my cousin stole my woman.
And your cousin stole your woman.
Eeny, meeny, miny, Melvin. School, you got any trivia for us?
According to the DVD commentary, during the diner scene, originally it was Eddie Murphy's character that was supposed to be angry about the white-only pies, while Martin Lawrence's character just wanted to leave. During filming, the scene wasn't working, so they came up with an idea of having them switch their lines. The scene played much better, and that's how it appears in the finished film.
Okay.
Of all the movies in which Eddie and you talked about that they collaborated, it's the only one where Murphy didn't. He played one character. Spanky's Rick James limp was not fake. The scene was shot after Rick James underwent hip replacement surgery. That's about it for me.
Obviously, we got to mention the Rick James, Eddie Murphy connection.
Yes.
Party all the time for all you young kids out there.
Who wants to party all the time?
Which was a bet between Eddie Murphy or Rick James and Richard Pryor.
Oh shit! Yeah. If you want to tell that story, tell it. I just remembered there was a scene in here that I did not mention. I got to say it real quick before we wrap things up. But go ahead.
No. That's it. That ain't no story.
I don't know how we didn't talk about the plotting scene, the planning scene, that when they were old and they're in the bed talking.
Ah, yeah,
man. Nigga, I know you. Like, I just love that scene because it showed how long they've been together. Yeah. Even though they were still fighting the fact that they were friends, they were real ass friends.
And
like,
not only that, the whole movie we saw Ray making plans. The whole movie we never really saw Clyde besides that sneaky shit he did with the
appeal.
We didn't see any planning or anything like that from him. And maybe the Can't Get Right, but for
Can't Get Right was his ticket.
Yeah, main ticket. So for Ray to say, I know you got something up your sleeve. Like even the viewers were like, what does he see that I don't see? I don't see nothing. Like, he had a hell of a plan.
100%. The scene where they're standing on the bottles, Martin really had his toe stuck in a bottle. So that laugh that Eddie Murphy's character that Ray has is genuine. He looks down and says, "Oh shit," he starts laughing. They kept the lines going after that, but that really happened.
Yeah.
I think that might be about it as well. This movie released on Aunt Kim, School's mom's birthday, as well as Martin Lawrence's 34th birthday. So that was the release date of this. And I think that was really about it as far as trivia I had. So to wrap this thing up, the average viewer rates this film 6.8 out of 10. 6.8 out of 10. School, too high, too low, just right.
Too low. This is a 10. This is a perfect movie to me. It's a Grail.
I beat their ass. Obviously too low. Bruh, I fucking love this movie.
Same.
I'm gonna go 10.
It's a Grail.
It's a 10. Our very first 10 across the board. Like, life is a perfect movie, not in the sense of it's written like The Godfather, but it is a perfect movie for the culture. It is the epitome of why we started this podcast. We talk about movies like life, movies that are so important to us. You know, we started this. The first movie we ever recorded was 5 Heartbeats.
Yep.
And we said the same thing about that film. Like, it's just astonishing that this movie's so important to us, to our culture, to everybody that I've ever talked to about it, Black. And there's so many people that just don't like it or don't get it or never seen it or ever heard of it. And that was just astonishing to me. And when you have a movie like Life that gets a 6.8,
crazy.
Say that, they don't get it or it's a forgotten movie. It just lets us know the difference between what we value and what we cherish versus what everybody else does. So everybody involved deserves their flowers. Everybody that has been a part of keeping life alive for 20, what are we in? This came out in 99, 24 years.
24.
Because that's part of it too. Not only is it a good product, but we still quote this. We still say it. We still go back and watch it because it means that much. And that's how art continues to live on. So all of us, I think, are a part of that. And Life is one that I will continue to watch forever. I still laugh like I've never seen it before.
Absolutely.
Because it's real life shit. We all know somebody that acts like these characters. And Life is a classic. 10 across the board. Our first Grail is down. I think that's about it, man. Thank y'all again for episode 50. A whole lot more. We'll catch y'all on the next 50. With that being said, we got y'all coming later this week. A whole new episode of Culture Garden next Thursday. Y'all be cool. How y'all be cool?
Peace.
Bye.
Cut.